How we all doing? Hello and welcome to that one We Party song. That one that go around the world, but no longer. Hello, happy Sunday evening. I hope you have been well. I hope you all have been well. I am raring to go, honestly. I did not expect this when I woke up, because I was kind of tired when I woke up. And speaking of that, here comes the yawn. There you go. Muted yawn, so hopefully you wouldn't catch it. But I am raring to go. Hopefully this tiredness doesn't overtake me. Crossing my fingers, knocking on wood. I am quite enthusiastic, just ready to jump into it. I've not had this much, at least this much enthusiasm for a little bit. So I'm excited. I'm excited to get back into this case. We're investigating. It's the Clouded Kokoro, right? No, select adventure. Yes, the Adventure of the Clouded Kokoro. And we are here investigating this very suspicious man and this very suspicious maid in this very suspicious brick building overlooking this very suspicious corner of London. Those last two weren't particularly sus. Ooh, new MP Carlson, very nice. Hello, Sanchwich. Hello, I hope you're doing well. Before we get started, actually, I just announced my early December schedule. If you remember back at that event back in the day, back with the Jackbox, I believe, the affiliate celebration. One of the things I announced was the Tai 2 holidays coming up in early December. Nothing beats some package Twitch streams you can trust. I'm gonna quickly list them out for you. They're on the Discord server, but here we go. Wednesday, December 3rd, Apple Pie Day. That game is gonna be Party Animals. You might ask, why is Party Animals Apple Pie themed? Well, the game has been picked by Izumi Apple Twist, who is an Apple Pie bat VTuber. So Apple Pie, perfect. There you go. Friday, December 5th. Friday, December 5th is Bathtub Party Day, and that is going to be Plastic Duck Simulator. Saturday, December 6th is going to be a big collab stream, 7 p.m. Eastern, Saturday, December 6th. I'll probably announce it on Wednesday. It's gonna be a big one. Gonna have a lot of people there. I encourage you to come by if you can. Wednesday, December 10th, Dewey Decimal System Day. We'll be playing Libratopia Librarian Simulator. Friday, December 12th, Lost and Found Day. We're going to be playing Stray, where you play as a lost cat in this futuristic city. And finally, my birthday stream, Saturday, December 13th, as well as Day of the Horse. I mean, we got to play Uma Musume. We've got to. It's Day of the Horse. Yeah, so those are the Tai 2 holiday streams coming up. If you are interested in any of them, will also be a brief deviation from our normal Ace Attorney voting Variety Friday thing. But yeah, we are gonna get back into the adventure of the Cloud and Kokoro. I hope those days excite you all, and yeah, let's get into it. See, now where were cool to see Saturday streams on here. Yeah, Saturdays. The reason for the Saturday streams this week is obviously because of the collab, because that was the best day to do them, and then best day to do the collab, and then my birthday. So yeah, I'm afraid I didn't. Oh yeah, I gave the maid this like voice, something like that. Oh, right, we heard your introductions that I totally have forgotten by now. Maybe it wasn't the best point to restart at this point. We had a Shulm's logic and reasoning spectacular that is incredibly accurate, as always from Shulm's. So, time to make some observations, observations. Red leather, yellow leather. Well, your deductions just now. Do you really think a lion could have fit inside a room of this size? Wait, oh, my right cursor. Goodbye. You no longer have to fear, mouse cursor. Its reign of terror ends today. For now. It's the only explanation for the facts. The terrifying truth all too often lies beyond the realms of common sense. But wouldn't it be an idea to consider what lies inside the realms of common sense as well? But if an uncaged lion had run amok in this very room, surely Mr. Garadeb and his maid would have been hurt, or worse. Ah, that's where you are stuck. No doubt the former military man held his own against the beasties in that large cannon. thought you said that they sold the lion to the circus. And what about the food? Meat and potatoes are one thing. I don't believe I've ever heard of a lion that drinks tea. Oh, my dear Miss Susato, it occurs to me with some regularity that irrespective of race and breeding, whenever anyone lands on Great British soil, they are infused with a highly appropriate taste for afternoon tea. Oh, what a glorious notion. I wish I could have experienced that myself. All right, your turn to go. Your turn to go bust some myths. In this show that we call logic the real logic and reasoning spectacular. We don't even know yet whether or not this is going to help with the case. Still, uncovering the truth is always worthwhile, whatever the motivation. At least, that's what I want to believe. This starts again from the top of our films and logic and reasoning spectacular. Course correction, that's it. I'm a pilot, I should know this. It certainly shouldn't take the great detective to see. Oh yeah, I already narrated the lines in his voice, so. A fearsome beast is bound on the rampage. We are faced with the question, what form might this beast take? So beast is on the rampage. Furtive glance, Mr. Garrett, that leads us directly to the answer. Yeah, okay, it's not a lion. Obviously, flashbangs. Keep forgetting about the flashbangs. It rather seems as though some beast did indeed run amok here. Something with a very fierce nature. Is there a cat? Or am I just thinking of case 2? Gotta follow his gaze. So... am I allowed? Hold on. Ooh. There's something. Can we look at it? Uh-oh. Yeah, yeah, okay, so. Wow, okay, you are like Phineas. He's very Phineas-like in that he is not very comfortable to look at from the front. From his wedding? Ooh, somebody can't make out his bride, and that seems to be intentional, maybe. Okay. We can't drag any further around the room. Maybe... Can we look at these mortar shells? These shells are for the cannon, aren't they? What a strange place to keep them. I imagine they have some significance from his time in the army. He mentioned a battle to us before. Been shot in the knee. Well, yeah. And yeah, if this was shot, there would be nothing left of the room. So, got him. Absolutely got him. Can we investigate it? I wonder. If he did whip up a lion, it would prove to be a rather sweet companion. I think that's like a mouse trying to tell its family that the cat around the house is sweet. I suppose it is a bit of a flight of fancy, is it? Anyway, the beast we're looking for is something else. Let's have a good look around. Is there anything I can click on? And I can't move beyond this. So I guess we have to take a look at this. Mate, can we present? Okay, we can. Okay, we can look at Mr. Garadeb and the newlywed bride. Form, yeah. Powerful would be kinder than plump, Mr. Naruhodo. He certainly looks that. There's a lot of horsepower there. Not someone you'd want to upset, that's for sure. Oh, look. Have you noticed her wedding ring? It's very large, isn't it? Yeah, I did actually think that maybe he's holding a baby. So he's probably... Oh. Yeah, he's holding a baby. He holding a baby. Is there any way we can get... Yeah, because... Yeah, we need to find the word baby. His newborn. He's very strong in his younger years. Hard to imagine now. He's as thin as a rake. Well, newlywed bride would be wrong. Because here we have a baby. So I'm gonna go out of that for now. Yeah, if there's nothing else we can press that nothing that I can see at least. So for now we're gonna just gonna go for newlywed bride present, even though it's probably wrong. True nature of the beast that has run rampant here is revealed by that newlywed bride. Precisely, Mr. Naruhodo, no other explanation could possibly fit. None at all, none whatsoever. Nothing here, nothing to see here. This frame print picture is totally your wife. Totally your wife, and he's probably thinking that we're never gonna catch on to his... We can still make out her mighty arms and note the considerable horsepower they must contain. Also, wait, hold on, which, Tango was history? Okay, for a second, I thought it may have implied I thought it may have implied a gay couple, which would have been awesome. Yeah, any woman of such powerful constitution would be honored to be described as a beast. Honored might be stretching it. Too late. He's like, nah, 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 nah. Find his keepers. I told you so. The fact remains that the beast which so clearly savaged this room was your wife, Mr. Garadeb. Oh, and the print on his face is probably just like a baby grabbing at. Yeah, because babies will do that. They like to spread out their hands and put them over things. Because as we look around, the beast in question fails to present itself. Where could this angry creature could have disappeared to, madam? Me? I pray you do not consider me unchivalrous, but it is plain to me with one glance in your direction. It is. Your dress pocket? No, it's not the dress pocket. Probably got to look around the back, or somewhere else. I don't know. Poor fragile, defenseless woman is beside herself. Well, I don't know about fragile. Oh dear. Anyway, Mr. Schultz is quite right. There's no sign of a Mrs. Garadeb anywhere. But it seems there may be a clue as to her whereabouts. A clue that this maid is trying to hide. I wonder where Mr. Garad... I wonder... what... Hold on, what's that? There's like a reference, like, I wonder where is... I think I'm misconstruing something from Thanks Goodness You're Here. We gotta look around. No, I thought you were hiding a baby. Oh, whoa, okay. That's a very weird handprint. Okay, back of your head, it looks fine. Is there anywhere else we can investigate? Well, it's the maid's something. Can we investigate the teapot? What a charming little teapot, and it's in pristine condition. Jona's been pouring some deliciously fragrant tea from it for Mr. Gardev, hasn't she? Well, she's been pouring it. Yeah, not so much for Mr. Gardev as on. Yeah, pretty much it is. What you said. I wouldn't dream of drawing attention to it. Okay, that's fair. So your teapot hasn't really given us anything. Your maid. Your something gives us. Hold on. What is the? Madam, it is okay. It is something belonging to her. Oh, there's something in here. Can we look at that? No, we can't. That sucks. Can we take a look at her apron? From over there? No, we can't. We can take a look at the actual thing in the pocket, perhaps. It does appear to be a circus handbill. Batty's Circus, sorry. Currently performing shows in a park not far from here. You don't think. Surely Mr. Gardev didn't sell his wife to the... Mr. Naruhodo, how could he even think such a thing? I was only joking. Besides, I would have gone with, do you think he fed her to his pet lion? That's somehow worse. Can we investigate your little, like, okay, we can investigate just the maid herself. I wish I had eyes to avoid even the chance of a giveaway glance. Pursed lips to prevent any secrets from spilling out. Rounded cheeks to deflect any abuse that may be hurled her way. Yes, this is an unnervingly powerful woman, Miss Suzuka. It's your turn of phrase that's unnerving, Mr. Naruhodo. Yeah, it is. It very much is. So... Pickles. Oh, the current whereabouts like baby. We need to think baby. Bucket? Did he put the baby in the bucket? Can we investigate here? No, we can't. We still can't investigate over there. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time finding whatever it is that we need to take a look at. Oh. A very large ring, look. Oh yes, it's a sunflower design with some rather nice embellishments. Okay, so this, okay, really, and it's on the ring finger of her left hand, which means it's surely a wedding ring. Looks like it's on there for life, too. I can't imagine it would slide off a finger that size. That's something to think, Mr. Naruhodo, not to say. Do you know, Mr. Garadev's wife in the photograph had a ring very much like this one. It was a large sunflower design as well. I have a great memory for these things. A large sunflower wedding ring. It's quite a coincidence. Or is it?
Take that!
Kapow! Kachow, even. Your wedding ring gives us a handsome clue as to the beast's current whereabouts. Indeed it does! That flowery band gleaming on your finger gives it away. For it is identical to the one shown on the hand of Mr. Garadev's bride. Oh, maybe it's just... Maybe she's his daughter. I think that would make more sense. Grown-up daughter. You're no ordinary housemaid. No. You are Mr. Garadev's lucky bride. You are Mrs. Garadev Lamel. Nope, I bet it's not it. I bet it's still baby. Greetings, sir. As you likely surmise, this is the wife. Yes, my Joan. Oh, it is. Rather let herself go, you might say, but she was a valley back. It would appear that you don't live in the most comfortable of circumstances. After all, you are a retired army, yet you are in the business of renting out rooms. I'd assume, therefore, you have insufficient means to employ a maid. Would that be correct? It's not right, I tell you. I was second lieutenant of the 3rd Regiment. A man has his pride, don't you know? I totally forget his voice. By golly, it's a sorry thing when a chap can't even afford to have a single maid in his employ. Yes, here in London, one is rather judged. A household cannot be considered worthy of society if it employs no staff at all. Though in my considered opinion, such concerns about appearances are a folly. Well, I can appreciate you for that, Herlock. You mean Mr. Gerdev has his wife work as a maid? Precisely. Am I right, Mr. Gerdev? Only in company, obviously. But listen here, this must remain a secret. Tip-top secret, please. The raging wife of Mr. Gerdev. Aftermath. Now, Mr. Gerdev, it is plainly clear that you still have deep feelings for this formidable beast. Indeed, in that blithe pose, the distress this loss caused you is versely tangible. Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders. The pain you feel being revealed by that supporting arm? I came back to life with this arm. Why am I forgetting? It's like rebuilt myself or cloned myself or whatever. Why am I forgetting the line? It's a hilarious line from a series that actually I probably shouldn't say. I actually probably shouldn't say the series because then you'll know. Something like that is gonna stick in your mind. Still calling his wife a beast. As a woman, that feels rather uncomfortable. But Mr. Gerdev is standing beside her husband as we speak. In other words, he hasn't lost his beloved at all, has he? Oh, how true. So perhaps that supporting arm that seems to be propping up his head has some other significance then. According to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Gerdev's pain is tangible though. What could that pose of his really signify? Pain you feel being revealed by that, slapped cheek. Her slap. Oh my, look at that bright red mark. Gosh, that's quite something, and clearly made by somebody's hand. Yes, Mr. Gerdev has been slapped on the face, it seems. Hard. I've never seen such a clearly defined mark. Whoever could have done such a thing? Well, there's a very limited number of candidates, I'd say. Let's just check, make sure there's nothing else. Around the world does not look like it, so let's present. Please. Yep. Booyah! Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders, the pain you feel being revealed by that slapped cheek. And of course, the deliverer of that impressive mark on your cheek that refused to fade was you, Madame Joan Gerdev. Oh, well, yes. Wait, you're doing the puppy dog eyes face, and yet you're not denying it. You're doing the opposite. Well then, you have been desperate to hide a slap mark on your cheek, sir. Ah. Oh, the blazes! How did you work that out, man? Oh God, okay, no, yeah, you really do have a Phineas head. Nothing escapes the notice of one trained in the art of observation, my dear fellow. There we go. That's why you haven't looked directly at us even once. To keep your other side from view. Well, now let us proceed to the next conundrum. Why were you subjected to such a violent slap? In other words, we must ask ourselves what caused Madame Garadeb to fly into a rage. Looking over that way, you can only follow the direction of the gaze to follow your answer. Yes, it is this pile of bills. Bills, 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 bills. Who's to pay? Who can say? Can women own land in this society? I'm not sure when they gained that right in Britain. Didn't Mr. Sholmes say that the bills were all for lion fodder? Well, now we've established that the lion never existed, so we can ignore that. The only thing responsible was Mr. Garadeb's. She's a person, not a thing. Well, she's also a person who gave her husband a mighty slap around the face. One so hard it left a perfect hand mark, in fact. Why would a woman want to hit her husband with such force, I wonder? Hydration time. Glug, 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 glug. There we go. I'd love to know the answer to that question. Okay, we can't look down, so it's probably gonna be the SpaghettiOs. So Garadeb is clearly an avid reader. Oh, wait a minute. Cheater, cheater, pumpkin eater. Wait, Halloween was a month ago. I don't think this is a bookmark. It's a note written in a woman's hand. Oh, James, I love you. Yours, Maddie. Next to the signature here. Lip marks made with lipstick. Oh, what a passionate and romantic gesture. And also not wrong at all. Oh, dear, I'm sorry. It's actually a love note, then. Alrighty then. Love notes. Yes, it is this love note that has given rise to the pain you suffer. Oh, James, I love you. Yours, Mary. Passionate indeed. Perhaps the sender of this note, a certain Miss Mary, is the fly in the ointment here. Perhaps, I'm not even looking in Joan's direction, so I can't tell right now. But I can only assume that she has her fist balled in anger, and is about to not even slap him, but punch him. Oh, just slapped him, never mind. I don't know the bloody woman. You don't know her? That note wasn't written to me. It was just in the book. I don't know how I got that. It was just in there, you say? That's right. That's what I've been saying. Ah! Okay, that would explain more about why. The story. Oh, listen here, Joan, old thing. I explained at the time I bought the book in that second-hand place. And that must already be in there. So the previous owner of the book was using it as a bookmark, you mean? That's right. That's what I've been saying. Ah! Fuck. Unlikely story. For heaven's sake, woman, look at the note. It's written to James. My name, in case you've forgotten, is John. I am John getting poured on the legs with tea. That is my name. That is what I have invented. I like this story. Also, whatever a Garadeb is. Are you questioning my name now? And there we have it. Arouse the suspicions of the female heart, and you unleash a beast with the most ferocious bite in this case. Ugh. Now, in a final fit of rage, the ferocious beast carried out one last unimaginable attack. I still feel bad. I don't think we should be calling them beasts. The aftermath. I said it because there was a candle there. I was thinking match. The aftermatch. Of which can clearly be seen by observing the carpet. A very expensive woolen carpet, if I'm not mistaken. How dare me? What could have caused such a destructive outburst? Ah. This time, madam, I'm afraid it is you who has inadvertently revealed the truth to me. Your wandering eye has settled upon the answer very neatly indeed. Yes, to explain the dire state of the carpet, we need only look at the Tower of Knot Cakes. There's a thing missing. There's a thing missing right above Susato's head, but I can't sense it yet because I'm Herlock Sholmes and I only observe. I do not deduce, I just simply observe. You didn't eat the carpet, eat that carpet, eat that carpet, eat that carpet. No, of course not. But there doesn't seem to be any doubt. That state of disarray that this room is in is the result of her wild temper. No, that's true. So this is the last part of Mr. Sholmes' deduction that we need to fix. We need only to follow Mrs. Garadev's gaze, and that will tell us the real answer. All right, let's see what we can see. Yes! Yeah, this would be probably a Tower of Candlestick. It looks like a very old candlestick, doesn't it? It looks to me like even the slightest knock would make it topple over. Oh dear, that would be dangerous. Wait, take a closer look at this. Oh yeah, the candles, yeah, they're burnt. There's one candle missing. Yeah, and yeah, there's already kind of red at the top. Why is 1/3 of it missing from the holder? Cause it's gone over here. Imagine, yeah, do those look like bite marks? If you look closely at the edge, you can see scorch marks. Oh, yes, so you can. In that case, perhaps the carpet wasn't eaten in the normal sense at all. Let's rethink this with that in mind. All right, you only look at the candlestick. Yeah! Let's go. To explain the dire state of the carpet, we need to only look at the candlestick. Most illuminating, my dear fellow. And of course, the only way, a possible way out of this logical labyrinth. In both senses of illuminating and labyrinth. You get what I mean. Yes, the remnants of a ferocious attack in which the carpet was devoured are clearly visible. Indeed they are. The scorch marks at the edge clearly give the truth away. Scorch marks. It would appear that this room was the scene of a little marital altercation. Ah! Mrs. Garadev's mighty arm muscle left an impression not only on her husband's face, but on the entire room. The forceful strike caused the candle to fall from the holder. And in seconds, the carpet was alight, and the whole corner of the room in flames. Yes, For the most ferocious beast is neither a violent lion nor a vengeful woman, but fire. Okay, that we can agree on more. And in this room, that ferocious beast bared its claws and run amok. Eloquently put, my dear fellow, so you see, but there is but one conclusion here. Pointing. Nope. Putting our pointer fingers to the moon. Dun, 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 dun. Woo! Do, do, do. I can't. I had a while to improvise a line there, and I just couldn't do it. Mr. Sholmes, sir, I salute you. I'm told it. Oh. Cool. Yay. Deduction complete. It's these tashy long winter nights, you know. Nothing to do but read in front of the fire. Luckily, there's a jolly second-hand bookshop just round the corner. Buy all my old novels there. And in the pages of one particular novel, you discovered some rather illicit material, for which your wife admonished you harshly, it seems. Don't know about admonished. Demolished might be rather closer to the mark. And beast is most certainly an apt descriptor. Here we go again. And the carpet, was that destroyed by fire when a candle fell on the floor? Right, say it was. Happened in the blink of an eye, you know. The whole place filled with smoke. Couldn't see about anything. That's when the old sticks raged in the raging flames. You paint a torrid picture, sir. One that would have been most entertaining. That's sympathy for you. Didn't take long for the fire to spread, of course. The bloody furniture started going up as well. We've had to hide the mess behind that screen for the time being. Over here, Miss Garrett? Well, you have nothing more to hide now, if you'll allow me. Oh, hey. All my favorite old novels in that case. But as soon as the fire got them, that was it. Happens. Gosh. Then the wife started hurling things at me. What a terrible sight it must have been. There was I, back up against the window under heavy enemy fire. You shouldn't describe your wife as an enemy. That would be close to an instant divorce. Excuse me. Incendiary books incoming 10 to the dozen. Worst of it is, I lost my favorite book called The Lion's Pride, because of course it's called that. Because I'm English. The Lion's Pride. Ah, yes, you notorious love of big cats coming through again. I assure you, the title didn't influence my choice the slightest. The poor man really did lose something dear to him as a result of the ferocious beast's rampage. Mr. Sholmes' deductions turned out to be correct once again. And only to be described as a great British wonder. Indeed. I tell you, it was total carnage. Flames everywhere and the old stick in full fettle. Out of interest, what time of day was that? Sure I can remember. It's 2 days ago now. Let's see. Around 5 o'clock, I think. Well, let's check our court records, see if that matches up. We don't have any. It was exactly the same time as a terrifying incident was unfolding outside your window on the street below. Even more terrifying on the inside, I can assure you. And remember, there's a really big snowstorm going, so visibility was low. The whole of Blight could have been flattened outside my window at that moment, and I wouldn't have noticed a dash thing. Oh, really? Can you come to court tomorrow? Can you come to court tomorrow and repeat that? Mr. Sholmes. Yes, Mr. Naruhodo, what can I do for you? Well, I think we've gotten to the bottom of Mr. Garrideb's situation now. But what does it have to do with Mr. Natsume's circumstances? I think quite a lot. Can't help you there, I'm afraid. What? My dear fellow, if you recall, I did say as much from the outset. I warned you that although I knew the retired army man to be hiding something, I cannot be sure whether his secret would prove to be of relevance or not. I just knew you were gonna say that. No, Mr. Naruhodo, you mustn't lose heart. Bear in mind, all things fall into only one of two categories. Those relevant to the case and those not. That makes no sense to me. Well, no matter. It is of far greater importance that you hydrate glug glug time, baby! Let's absolutely go. It is of far greater importance that you make up your mind now. Sorry? Visiting hours at the prison will soon be over. Oh no, is it that time already? If we're to accept Mr. Natsume's case, we have official paperwork to attend to. That's it. No more time to think. Call these people as witnesses. Call them. Ring, 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 ring. Actually, you don't have telephones, but you do have telegraphs. Ring, 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 ring. Banana graph.
Perhaps you'd like to betake yourselves a bidden-us farewell now. I must prepare supper for Mr. Garrideb.
Yes, I'm so sorry.
Thank you both very much for your time. Saseki-san will be waiting for us.
I'm going to have to give him an answer. All right, let's go out to the prison where we have our alliteration friend. Oh, it's decided that we're gonna go to Briar Road. Actually,
It's time. We must hurry back to the prison.
let's hail a car. Oh,
What's the matter?
it looks like something's going on over there in front of the Garrideb's house. Excuse me? Who in the rules card are you? I know thee not, old man. Fall to thy prayers. What is this? You look like what's that Muppet's name? What's that Muppet's name? Hold on. If you know in chat, there is clearly this there's a Muppet that looks exactly like this guy. At least I think there is. Maybe I'm making that shit up.
What are you calling an old man? You run like a diminy biminy.
There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of in your philosophy. Oh, are you performing Shakespeare? Are you performing?
Who's this Horatio for that? What are you on about?
Okay, never mind. I'm not. I'm.
Excuse me.
What? Who are you now?
I'm sorry. It just looked as though there might be some problem here. My associate here, Mr. Ryunosuke Naruhodo, is a lawyer, you see.
Eh? A lawyer? What?
If I can be of any assistance, I'd be happy to help. I'm from Japan, but I've studied English law.
Fine, I'll be on my way for today. But you mark my words. This ain't over yet.
To another. That's definitely from Shakespeare. It's I'm pretty sure it's from Romeo and Juliet. It might be from Midsummer, but
Do I look like a blooming nun to you?
I do hope you're not injured.
oh, fair Eastern maiden, thou art so gentle. Thank you.
What was that all about?
There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of in your philosophy. I'm not Horatio either.
Forgive the inquiry, sir, but
Are you a lodger here in the Garrideb reference? Oh, fair Eastern maiden, thou art so right. Yes, I do dwell in this humble abode. How do you deal with this guy every day? I can see, you know, I didn't, when I first saw him, I didn't think he was too old. I can see, I'm surprised that you've held up so well. Kidding, I'm sorry to insult you, man. This must be the man. Do you happen to know the other lodger who lives on the first floor? Oh, yes, a gentleman named Natsume. Oh, more worthy of a poemist than my battle of words never could be. Battle, did you say? Who is the stronger, Hamlet or Hamlet or the Scottish man? Mr. Natsume and I sped long into the night. This is live. This is a live stream, therefore I am considering it a stage. I see. I don't fully understand, but it seems Mr. Natsume and this gentleman are acquaintanced at least. If you're not familiar with your Shakespeare or your theater, you aren't supposed to say that name in a theater, and it is supposedly very, very bad luck. So And again, this is, I am in a room. I am live doing this live stream to an audience. That counts for me.
So fair maiden, so good gentleman. I can tell he no longer fare thee well. I didn't really understand him, but I think he's returned to his room. Seems he's unaware of what's happened to Mr. Natsume, so he can't really help us. With Mochizuki-san and that man as lectures, the Gyarados house is certainly full of eccentrics. Anyway, I'll go and find us a carriage. Yes, I'm sure Mr. Natsume is eagerly awaiting our return.
Yeah, I've looked up Muppet stuff. I think I was just inventing that Muppet from memory. That is just totally wrong. Very fun. Yeah, and like I knew it wasn't Arlo because Arlo is blue. I think it just completely invented that Muppet in my head. Oh, you know what I bet it was? You know what I bet it was? Yeah, I think it was. It might have been, yeah, I think it was like a fusion. Maybe it was like a fusion. No, yeah, because I think it was a fusion of Bert and Ernie in my mind. It was a fusion of Bert and Ernie. You had the yellow, because you had the yellow of Bert, and you had sort of like the head, that like round head shape of Ernie. And just the general jawline and perspective of a Muppet. That's what it was. That's exactly what it was. That is incredible.
Oh, is this you? You're here, you came. Welcome to student Mr. Naruto Esquire. I can't believe you came back. I'm so touched.
This fucking guy.
I'm so sorry to have kept you waiting, Mr. Natsume. Oh, no, think nothing of it. Relax. If I were a cat, I would purr with, but actually, no, I'm going to skip that line. Noble nurturing, never feeling nipple knees.
No, we really are seeing the dramatics today.
I quite agree. There is nothing more reassuring than
There's nothing more reassuring than the familiarity of,
oh, maybe it's Baron von Zieks on the other hand. Oh, it's Holmes. It is through friendship transcending international borders that one truly appreciates the fact. Such is my belief, at least. It's you! The miserable, rotten spy! Hello, Holmes!
Mr. Holmes, what are you doing here? Insert laugh track here.
I have no intention of doing anything, per se. Save observing, of course. Whatever do you mean, Mr. Holmes? Well, having encountered some curious reading material in that gloomful room, and having unmasked the secret identity of that eccentric pair, I decided I should drop in on my way home to see how our divested friend is doing. Gloomful room. Gloomful roomful zoomful shroomful. At least your accommodation here offers a window, my dear fellow. In that sense, it is the superior option. Anyway, I must commend you on your taste in books. My day has been a delight and cost me not a penny.
You? How dare you, Sherlock Holmes?
I've had it. I'm through. I'm at the end of my rope. I should have never come to Great Britain. It was a terrible mistake. Haunted by spirits in those accursed lodgings. No doubt my luck will be cursed in tomorrow's trial as well. My whole life is damned. What are you thinking, Mr. Naruhodo? You mentioned that once before, didn't he? That his lodgings were cursed, I mean. And there is much truth in Mr. Mustache's words. What? Cursed is a wholly appropriate description, I would say. Everybody who gets put in there dies within 5 days for the man's lodgings, and indeed for tomorrow's trial.
What's that supposed to mean? Is it Von Zeke's again? Oh, yeah, curse. Well, we know the cursed trial. About the trial tomorrow being... Oh no, why are you looking so grave? You're making me nervous. I was just getting carried away, that's all. I didn't mean anything by it. Oh, I see. You don't mean the trial really is cursed somehow? Are you referring to the prosecutor? The Reaper of the Bailey? The Reaper? Oh no, what do you mean? Please tell me. Summarize it succinctly in 16 salient words. Okay, hold on. No defendant has ever survived a trial in which the Reaper stands for prosecution. Ever. Good job. Oh my goodness, can it really be true? That was 16 words exactly. Yesterday, Nissan Arnoda defended someone successfully, but then, after the trial was over, the defendant passed away in unusual circumstances. Mr. McGill did. What? Ah, I am impressed, Mrs. Doe. You have an eye for detail. Actually, the Lord Chief Justice told us. Mr. Sholmes. Surely it can't be that having failed to have the accused convicted, Lord Van Zeeks killed the man himself. Oh no, he couldn't have, surely. You have some wonderful notions. Sorry? Oh, oh. Oh, this isn't good. Oh, no. Not that. Not that. I'm... Ugh. Looks... The chronic stomach pain I have, it rarely suddenly comes on. It's usually very up and down. And up and down. It's always around, though. But it's slowly fluctuating. I just had a spike there. That's no fun. The man isn't a mass murderer. He's a court prosecutor, my dear fellow. Oh. Yeah, why, of course he is. Of course he is, and then why are you trying to scare me? Could be said, however, that the real truth about the man is even more terrifying than your hypothesis. What on earth do you mean by that? Is he gonna guess that he's a vampire? Well, first let's hear about these cursed lodgings. When he said a curse of lodgings before, you were referring to your room at Mr. Garadev's house, I assume. Do you mean to say you believe the place is cursed? It's been a year now since I came to Great Britain, but I'd only been in London a week before I started to notice strange feelings in myself. That didn't take long, then. Everywhere I looked, there were foreign faces staring at me, laughing behind my back. I was sure people were talking about me. I started to become nervous about going outside. They were always staring at me all the time from dawn till dusk. So I shut myself away in my room, but even that didn't help. The fear wouldn't go away. You must have been very lonely having been away from your homeland for such a long time. I've had to move a number of times, most recently to that room on Briar Road a week ago now. Why did you choose there? It seems a little inconvenient. The rent is cheap. I have so little money it appealed to me straight away. Of course, I asked why it was so affordable. This simpered and said, the room is cursed. Oops. He quickly tried to cover his mistake, but it was too late, so I told him, if you have something to say, then say it, but if not, don't mention it in the first place. Well said. Yeah, you have a good point. But it was true. It was all true. You mean, room really is cursed, then? Ever since I moved into that windowless hellhole. My sleep has been plagued with nightmares. I awake feeling as though I'm being choked to death. In my waking hours, people are stabbed in front of me as I walk down the street. I'm branded a killer, thrown in prison. Nobody wants to know me. I'm surrounded by scary, sinister spirits.
If only there was someone, just one person on my side. Can no one find it in his or her heart to believe in me? Really, no one at all?
Well, we must defend you to continue this game. No, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry to do you like that. To believe, Mr. Sholmes.
Ah, me, Mr. Naruhodo, pray, what can I do for you?
It's about the case on the SS Buria, if you recall.
The Buria. Ah, that's case, the one with the snake.
Well, yeah. Yes, at that time I was a suspect. But you believed in me and listened to my side of the story. You helped us to investigate.
I did I? Interesting.
He doesn't remember it at all.
What I want to know is, why?
Sorry. Sholmes' voice. It's Rionesuke talking.
Why do you believe in me?
Yawn incoming, muting time.
I see, yes, you mean... because you were a grimly dressed shady Eastern fellow found with the victim in a locked room mystery. Well, if you like, yes. I'm a little surprised that the answer requires explanation, my dear fellow. It's quite simple, really. You said I didn't do it, but I could have been lying. Surely you must have had your doubts. You must have suspected me a little. I think perhaps you have misunderstood. I neither recall believing in you, nor in that which you were telling me. What? You see, the only things I believe in are those I choose to believe in. What? What do you mean, Mr. Sholmes? I make up my own mind about what is to be believed and what is not. If I should like to believe in something, I do. The circumstances can hang as far as I'm concerned. But I could have betrayed your trust. In that case, I should have made an elementary error of judgment. Nothing more. Betrayal of trust is an overused excuse, in my opinion.
Meaning...
whether or not one should trust another is, in the final analysis, down to oneself. It is a matter of whether or not one can trust oneself. Yes, he's right. He's right, locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. Whether or not I can believe myself. Flashbang.
A defense lawyer is only as good... Kirikazuma, a defense lawyer is only as good as faith in his client. And that comes down to how much faith he has in himself. I forgot you said that. Or maybe you're gaslighting me.
You are so right, Kazuma.
We still have one more dialogue option to get to before we say we're gonna defend this man.
Van Zieks is quite an exceptional man. However, in London courts of law, exceptional does not equate to winning every case without exception. That's good. Looks like he's gonna cry tears of joy. As you're no doubt aware, in a British criminal trial, there's both a judge and jury. The judge officiates based on the letter of the law, whilst the jury offers public opinion and common sense. It is an excellent system whereby the defendant's guilt is considered from several points of view. However, public opinion in particular is somewhat easily manipulated. Right. Criminals and corrupt lawyers, for that matter, can use it to their advantage. By any means at their disposal, contriving evidence, calling imposters as witnesses, and so on. We have seen none of those two in prior Ace Attorney games, please believe me, because I'm speaking facts because there are no prior Ace Attorney games. Because it's like the 1800s or something. By such underhand means, those who would want to are able to sway the jury. Which means that even in the light of irrefutable evidence, the prosecution can fail. But it means the wrong verdict can be passed. And sadly is, from time to time, my dear madam, It is simply the reality of the situation. And unfortunately, like, and we're not all-knowing creatures. You know, you're never gonna have a 100% success record. That's never gonna be the case. Just gotta get it, you know, as close as possible and do right by the people who you screwed over. It fucking sucks that there has to be a reality, but however, those indicted by Lord Van Siegs cannot escape justice. Their fate is sealed. Oh my. Though the adjudication may see them leave the courtroom with their freedom, within months they all disappear. It is most striking. Disappear? But how? Ah, by all manner of misfortunes, sir. Perhaps they are trampled under a passing carriage. Perhaps they fall into the Thames and drown. Perhaps they simply pass away due to old age. In that sense, everyone is a Reaper of the Bailey in their own way. As for me, I'm a Reaper of Tango Alpha 1X9er, 1 X-Ray 9er. My aeroplane. Perhaps they were suddenly overcome by a raging fever, or perhaps attacked by highwaymen. Oh no, no, no. All examples of the reality of events here in London, I'm afraid, Mr. Naruhodo. I knew it. I'm a dead, done for, doomed. Well, my dear fellows, it is time we were leaving, I believe. Already? Visiting hours are over. The guard will be here shortly to escort us out. There's a restaurant near here that serves excellent trout. Would you care to join me? Oh dear, there's never enough time, is there? Oh boy, he's wondering who's gonna defend him. Aw, buddy. Mr. Natsume, if you'd like, in the trial tomorrow, I'd be happy to represent you. Locum student, Mr. Naruto Esquire. As I said, I only experienced the British courtroom for the first time yesterday. And although the man I was representing was found not guilty, I lost sight of something crucial. Something crucial? What to believe in, the defendant, justice, or the truth. How to believe, even. But I think I finally worked it out. I decided I must believe in myself above all else. To trust my instincts. Yes, Mr. Naruhodo. And my instincts are telling me that you, Mr. Natsume, are innocent of this crime. And it's imperative that we prove that in court. Locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. I will fight for your innocence until the bitter end, with every weapon available to me. So I hope you'll permit me to represent you tomorrow. As I said when we first met, I'd like to entrust my fate to someone who will listen to me in my native tongue. Of course, Mr. Natsume. It would be fair to say, Mr. Naruhodo, that your mind was in many ways made up from the outset. You merely needed the events of today to fully realize it. Yes, I think you're right about that. It's been a roundabout journey, but I got there in the end. Oh, cool. It's not gonna spill on his legs yet, but just watch. Ayo! Miss Suzuto. Sorry, Miss Suzuto. Yes? Would you be willing to stand by my side tomorrow and help me in court? Absolutely. As I said this morning, you may consider me your personal judicial assistant. How'd I fuck that up? Shocking events of yesterday's trial still weigh heavily on my mind. But it's time to stop looking backwards and time to lock the fuck in.
Kiryu-chan believes in me, and Mr. Sholmes believes in me now too. So it's time. Time that I learned to believe in myself. So Sasuke-san has no one. He's all alone. So it's my job to help him, to fight his corner. Tomorrow, in the courtroom, with all the strength I can muster. To be continued. Woohoo! Yay! That was a thing. All right. Trial part number 1.
20th of February, 9:23 a.m. The Old Bailey Defendant's Antechamber. Let's go.
Well, I never expected this. Who'd have thought we'd be back here again so soon? We are on a study tour of Great Britain, with the intention of learning the country's legal practices.
In order to research the latest court procedures here,
we need as much court experience as possible. Well, yes, I suppose that's true, but for the person in the dock, it may well be his or her one and only time in court. And it could be life-changing. In which case, treating it as research may seem a little crass. Oh, when you put it like that, you're quite right. Good morning! Good morning. Mr. Natsume, good morning. More glug glug time. Oh dear, are you alright? Your eyes are terribly bloodshot. The early bird catches the worm, as they say here in Britain. Yes, I've heard that expression. But I really don't want to catch a worm. So I tried desperately not to wake up early, but I was so worried I couldn't catch a wink. Yeah, that's fair, honestly. And now I'm absolutely exhausted as a result. Do all literary people take things so literally? Bad job, Ryunosuke. Thank you for putting your faith in us today, Mr. Natsume. I wish I had 9 lives. My whole future hangs in the balance. I'm too terrified to tremble. Really? Because I can feel tremors in the floor. I can't do this. I can't take it. Although, locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. Yes? I caught a glimpse of the public gallery as I walked by the courtroom. It looked like the opening night at the opera. There were so many people. I had no idea my case was such a notorious affair here in London. Oh, neither did I. Do you know why that might be, Miss Susato? I'm sorry, Mr. Naruhodo, but I have no idea. I'm guessing it's the Reaper of the Bailey? That all-knowing look on your face is just coincidence, then. We have seen it plenty of times, so. Don't hide the truth from me. It's because the Reaper, isn't it? Lord Van Zeeks. Is that right, Miss Susato? Purchased as many different newspapers as I could find this morning, and yes, Lord Van Zeeks is on the front page of every one. Why'd I say on the front page of all of them? Sometime after he was dubbed the Reaper of the Bailey, he stopped appearing in court. Oh yeah, because this is the second trial in 2 days. Yeah, this is very, very mysterious. You know what? I'm gonna hedge a bet here. I'm betting that this Lord Van Zeeks is not the original. I'm betting that this guy is somebody completely different. A completely different man. And the reason why he's suddenly come out now is because of this some whole plan with murdering and things. I don't know. Just Inspector Grayson told us something similar, didn't he? Trial 2 days ago marked Lord Van Zeeks' return to the courtroom after a very long hiatus. Trial of Magnus McGilded. What a harrowing experience that was. And honestly, I'm impressed you're still willing to step back in there after that. I thought you would have needed a couple days. I believe that appearance made even greater waves here in the capital than today's. But we wouldn't have realized, of course, having only just arrived in the country. Why is the Reaper back in the Bailey so soon for what appears to be a mundane murder? That's the question the papers are asking. They're all speculating various answers. Mundane! It's the most significant saga of the century to some of us. Oh dear, I meant no offense, Mr. Natsume, but that's how the papers are describing it. Well, lest we also forget the fact that it could spark an international incident. Obviously, the reappearance of this infamous prosecutor has caught people's attention. But there's another blatant similarity with the trial of 2 days ago. Oh, 2 days. Well, which day is it? Yes, I agree. Welcome, student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. It's you. Me. I suppose that's true. Both times it is you who stands against this legendary prosecutor. It can only mean that you're friends with the Reaper. Please, I don't rub shoulders with Deathbringers. I'm afraid that there's really only one other explanation. It can only be another example, Mr. Naruhodo, of your uncommon bad luck. Thanks for that. Oh, this is just my luck. Why must I be represented with them by a man of such frail fortune, by the least lucky lawyer alive? I'm sorry. His voice is annoying, but also his pose is annoying. So well, let's not forget that it was you, Mr. Natsume, who asked me to represent you. Yes, it's true. I'm just a student, new to London, with little in the way of experience or skills. Or luck. But I promise you this. I will fight your corner until the bitter end. And I will believe in you, Mr. Natsume. Oh, benevolent locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. You're not alone here with us, Mr. Natsume. You're alone here without us. Goodbye! Well, you thought you were gonna represent you? We thought I was gonna actually take time out of my day to represent you. Get the fuck out of here, my man. Whatever happens, we'll always be on your side. Oh, benevolent non-locum assistant Miss Mikatoba Esquires. I am in your debt forever. I shall never forget this great kindness for as long as I live. All right, it's time. It's time to go into the Thunderdome, baby. All right then, Mr. Natsume. It's time for the ultimate showdown of Ultimate Destiny. Bum, 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 bum. This is it. My second appearance in a British courtroom. And my second trial against the Reaper. Hope you're watching over me, Kazuma. Because this time, I won't let my faith waver. I'll believe in my client till the last. Just like you believed in me. I believe I can do this now. I'm ready for this fight. Come on. Let's go. Are we gonna have a different set of jurors? 10 a.m. The old Bailey courtroom. Oh, I reckon. Hey, how can we have an offender from the? Oh wait, no, you are cleared. You are cleared of all. You're technically cleared. Still, probably not a great decision by, I hate to besmirch, your name, Your Honor, but, it's a mighty sus decision, to put that guy, who very well might have done a crime, in the jury. Especially right after McQueen, not McQueen, McGilded, after McGilded died. In the name of Her Majesty the in the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I declare this trial to be in session. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. The prosecution is fully prepared, my lord. The defense is ready, my lord. The Nipponese are a truly fascinating breed. Sorry, what?
Lord Strongheart has told me all about you. You are a student who arrived in London but 2 days ago. A mere amateur. Do you have a point? The point of this sword? Being a compatriot, you could feel compelled to try help the accused, I suppose. Typical Nipponese arrogance. Forgive me, but I do not believe arrogance is an appropriate description. Susato-san? After all, at our previous encounter, the defendant was found to be innocent. Well, very true. And a most fascinating, if dark, trial it was too. The tragic conclusion came later, of course. Here's to the acquitted and its unfortunate violent end.
Very interesting. Oh, wait. Oh, we also have Joan. Me, the maid, Joan, on the stand. I'm quite concerned now because one, I want to be able to call Joan and John Garadeb as witnesses. I'm not sure if I can call Joan if Joan's on the jury. The second thing, also, if you have relevance to this trial, you're gonna be dismissed. Secondly, secondly, now there are 2 people we've already encountered before who are on this jury. Look, I was worried the jury was rigged earlier, in like a little bit in that previous trial, but it did swing. The jury did swing back and forth. We had an almost a guilty verdict, almost a not guilty verdict. Yeah, but I just worry that somebody is up to something behind the scenes. Whoever's choosing this jury. See, both sides are in fine fettle. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, are you ready to carry out your duties here in court as impartial members of the public? You never know when you might be down on your luck, but I believe in fair play for everyone. All right, Bruce Fair. Well, I must warn you, I'm rather more ruthless than I appear. Oh, well, not me. What you see is what you get. I'm a peace-loving fella. Until we declare war on a country, in which case the sun never sets on the British Empire. I'm afraid to say I think it's quite possible that mustache foreigner did the deed.
Come on, what are we waiting for? No doubt he did it anyway.
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Very well, let us proceed. Hey, number 16 here. Okay. What in the world is this? What in the rigged ass jury is this? Your opening statement, if you please, Lord Van Dix. Very recently, Great Britain signed an alliance with the rising power in the Far East. The accused in the dock today is a student from that same land, a certain Mrs. Sasaki Natsume. And while our country has extended this foreign student the warmest of welcomes, regrettably the kindness has not been returned. In fact, this student is accused of a most sinister act. Of plunging a knife into the back of an innocent woman who was doing nothing but walking down the street. A knife crime, I can tell you from bitter experience, those are the worst. Bloody oath they are. You sure you don't, guys, you sure you don't want a retrial? You sure? Also, bold move to say that we have a stenographer. You have somebody writing everything down. Just look at that sallow complexion and short stature. He's one of those dreadful Japanese.
Ew. Well, let's get this over with. With me now, everyone. 1, 2.
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Pray, forgive the discourtesy of smashing my hallowed chalice here in this great chamber. Allow me to call the first witness to the stand. Very well. Bailiff, lead the inspector in, please.
All right, Inspector Gregson. I'm gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back. I pressed the escape button. Excuse me. Hey yo,
Greg. Hey, Greg.
oh, it's G. It's G for Gregson, and also for options apparently. All right, we'll be right back with some more Great Ace Attorney. See you in just a little bit. Oh. Well, I thought I clicked my brake screen. What the fuck am I doing? Oh, wow. Okay. Good job, me. It has been 0 days since scuff has happened on this YouTube and Twitch channel. Hooray! Oh, also in the meantime, I am being punched by Kaishin Ryu for wishing him a happy birthday.
Yes, sir. Tobias Gregson, Detective Inspector at Scotland Yard. Will you please summarize the events of the case for the court, Inspector? The victim's thought to be a young woman in her 20s by the name of Olive Green.
I beg your pardon, Inspector. Thought to be.
Yes, having been stabbed in the back by an attacker's knife, the victim fell unconscious. That was 3 days ago now, and she's been comatose ever since.
What? So they don't even know who she is for sure. Comatose, I see. But her life is not in danger. Fortunately for the Eastern student, the charge will not be murder. Pray elaborate on the details, Inspector.
Sir, if I could ask everyone to look at this street map. As I mentioned, the incident took place 3 days ago at around 5 in the afternoon. It happened on the pavement running alongside Briar Road, a wide thoroughfare for horse-drawn vehicles. It had not long stopped since snowing as the victim, Miss Green, was walking down the street. Out the blue, she was approached from behind by the accused and stabbed in the back. Luckily, the young lady's life was spared, and she's currently being treated in one of the city's hospitals. Being unconscious as she is, we've been unable to take a statement from her, of course. This is the case file, with everything we know about the victim so far.
Thank you, Inspector. The court will accept the documents as evidence, if you please.
Also, we should wait until... I feel like maybe we should wait until the victim is either alive or dead to try the case, but... Although, actually, no, because then that's, like... That goes against, like... whole, making sure people have a speedy trial.
What's the weapon that was used?
Sir, I have that here. It was removed from the victim's back.
That big thing is starting to... What are my words? That big thing is starting to make me scared to walk down the street now. Look at this big fucking thing. Thank you, Susato.
A garden jackknife, I would say, rather nondescript. Thank you, Inspector. The court accepts the blade as evidence.
Okay, so it's a folding knife. That's something to be aware of.
Then, what do we know of the motive? Money or valuables, I presume?
That's... But what we could tell by looking at the woman's possessions, it seems like she's a poor student herself. Not to imagine she would have had anything much worth pinching, my lord.
I see. Well, in that case, are we looking at some deep-seated resentment?
I'm afraid I couldn't say. Apart from visiting second-hand bookshops, the defendant, Mr. Natsume, doesn't appear to get out much. This moment in time, we haven't been able to establish any sort of connection between him and the victim.
Yes. If theft and grievance have been ruled out as the motive, what reason could Mr. Natsume possibly have had for stabbing the young woman? Yet you arrested the man in spite of that, in a totally unjustified and heavy-handed way.
Lamau.
I forgive the discourtesy of flinging a freshly uncorked bottle into the public gallery, but your words have soured a tallow bouquet. For it is you, my learned friend, who is being heavy-handed here. What? Scotland Yard does not arrest people without a good cause. That should be beyond question.
Well, we know why we arrested him is because Sholmes pointed the finger in his direction.
Calls for your formal testimony. Explain to the court precisely why the constabulary came to arrest the Nipponese student.
Yes, sir.
Witness testimony with a bunch of shit.
As I said, it was 5 o'clock in the afternoon when the incident occurred, and there was an unusually light fog. Visibility was reasonably good, and there was no one else around but the victim and the accused. After the blow, the victim was stabbed from behind, and subsequently collapsed on the pavement. The accused ran off, scattering his belongings all over the floor. Those being a number of old books he just bought. He was on his way home from a bookshop, it seems. It's just a matter of working out who the books belonged to, and we found the bloke to arrest him. Old books, you say?
We have street map. Again, he was his home was over there. Secondhand book receipt. Okay, let's take a look. 2 shillings for your books. Okay, haha, very funny. Picture of Monsieur. Excuse me. The picture of Monsieur Lecoq. The picture of Monsieur what? Man. You know what? I'm just gonna play this sound effect here. You all interpret it for yourselves. A meal for Gaborio and Canterbury yearnings. Case file. Let's take a look. Olive green, pavement of Briar Road. Unconscious following a stab wound to the back. No other signs of injury were observed. The assailant was seen running away by the reporting officer, was successfully arrested the following day. And let's open it up. Okay. Nothing to be found too much. To be found. All right.
Yes, my lord, I have a photograph here at the scene of the crime, taken immediately after the incident. Ooh. I can clearly see the books to which you are referring. I will take that photographic print as evidence, please, Inspector.
Okay, hold on. Can we cross-check now?
You Nipponese are a spineless breed, too cowardly to admit defeat, you.
Oh, okay. It won't show us the names, okay.
Denying everything despite overwhelming evidence to the contrary.
Well, I wouldn't call that overwhelming, but forgive me, Lord Fancies, but the defendant is not denying everything, as you put it.
What are you doing, Mr. Sato? Do go on.
Mr. Natsume has admitted to playing some part in the incident. Isn't that right, Mr. Naruhodo?
Well, now you mention it.
When we visited him in the prison yesterday, he did tell us what all had happened. As I was walking along that accursed pavement, I could make out the sole silhouette of another ahead of me. A woman wearing a green overcoat she was, and just as I went to overtake her, she suddenly let out a little scream and collapsed onto the cold, hard slabs of stone at my feet. I was terrified. I had to get away from there. So I ran. I ran so far away.
A green overcoat. That's exactly what the woman in the print is wearing.
Oh my, a photographic print in full color. What will the world come up with next?
Okay, so it's not too far back.
Not too far back then. The defendant has done nothing more than admit he fled the scene of a terrifying incident. That does not mean that he's guilty of the heinous crime of stabbing the woman in the back. There was nobody else there at the time, just the two of them, the victim and the accused. In other words, there is nobody else who could possibly have stabbed the woman. Fact that the accused concedes. Ugh. Seems this cross-examination could prove to be pivotal, counsel. Proceed, please. Yes, my lord. Nothing for it. I have to use this cross-examination to turn the tables here. It's our only chance. Mr. Natsune's arrest. Also, I will say I do want to do a little bit more. Again, that exhaustion, but most importantly, that pain is sort of slightly creeping up a little bit. So I will probably call it off sooner rather than later. It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. There was an unusually light fog. Excuse me. Good, there was no one else about but the victim and the accused. I want to press on this because from what I heard, visibility was actually quite poor, if I remember correctly. How are you able to state that with any certainty? Quite simply, my learned friend, because that is what the witnesses to this crime have told us. Inspector Gregson mentioned the witnesses yesterday, didn't he? That's right. One of them was a policeman, I believe, from Scotland Yard. That's correct, man. Then we must hear their testimony. Prosecution will, of course, call them to the stand. Should it be necessary. But wait a minute. At 5 o'clock in the afternoon in the middle of winter, it would have been dark already. Oh, I'm guessing I'm guessing street lamps. I'm unaware of the situation on your tiny island in the east. I think that tiny island might actually be bigger than Britain. I hear in the capital city of Great Britain, all main roads are illuminated in the night by gas streetlights. Ah. The prosecution believes there would have been ample light by which to witness the crime. Here in London, for the first time in history, mankind has completely conquered the darkness. About that. Means you really need to hear those witness statements. About that, it's a couple of centuries later, and my model sibling Reddy the Vamp exists. Try that. Maybe we'll be able to... It seems the counsel for the defense is taking stock. Continue with the testimony, Inspector. Stabbed from behind, subsequently collapsed on the pavement. The accused ran off, scattering his belongings all over the floor. Before I do that, being a number of old books. Yeah, I was about to ask what it was. He says a number of old books. Matter of working out who the books belonged to, we found the book to arrest him. I clicked back. Okay. What do you think? If you're unable to sway the jury during this cross-examination, afraid his fate will be sealed? Yeah, they're sure to find him guilty. So one way or another, I just exposed an undeniable inconsistency. Hold on. Okay, you collapsed on Cedar's side, which... Okay, fair enough. Let's press this.
Hold it!
Because we have a list of the books. The defendant apparently visits a secondhand bookshop on a daily basis. Yes, so I understand. A shop full of old English literature. I commend the accused on the lofty subject matter of his scholarly attention. The bloke's room was stacked floor to ceiling with those musty old books. Can you tell us more about the bookshop in question, please, Inspector? Well, if I must, I'll have to ask you to look at the street map again, I'm afraid. closest secondhand bookshop to the accursed is lounging. Is this place here? Watching bourbon books. Nope. He got them from your books. A little place on the corner of Briar Road and Mersham Street. As it happens, the accused is currently living in lodgings to the other side of Briar Road at the opposite end, which means it doesn't take a genius to work out the routes he would have taken home. Unless... something like this. Google Maps information has been updated in the court record. Yeah, we definitely have an inconsistency. From that particular shop, Mr. Naruhodo, I think that what the inspector just told us could turn out to be of vital importance. Yes, I agree. Hey, I called it. Being the bookshop's name. Inspector Gregson, may I ask you a favor? What? Would you kindly add the name of the bookshop to your formal testimony, please? I believe it may be of vital importance. Maybe. Oh, well, you know. I mean, yes, it could be a very important clue. Very well. Not that I can see it being of any great significance. Well, you will. You will in about 34 seconds. Sir, my lord, whatever you say. Can the man be any more sardonic? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. If I could just stop you there, Inspector Gregson, or 25. What is it, Sunshine? I'm a busy man, you know? 29, 30. This is the receipt that we found in Mr. Natsume's room. 33, 34, dang it, 35. It details the purchase of 3 secondhand books. And you found that in the accused's room, didn't you? Yes, but the point is not where the receipt was found, but the name of the shop printed on it. Go on. 45. This receipt was issued from a bookshop called Your Books. 48. 48 seconds. Okay, only off by 11. Actually, no, 14. Your Books. YO is a Yankee Oscar Romeo Echo, I presume. I almost said Omega. And I cringed. Yes, my lord. So Mr. Natsume did indeed purchase a number of books at a secondhand bookshop that day. However, the bookshop in question was not Bourbon Books. Eh? What? Do you know of this other bookshop? Yes, sir. Your Books is another secondhand bookshop not far from Bourbon Books. It's just that... well, it's such a small place that I didn't think the accused would have known it. But in fact, that is the bookshop which the defendants visited on the day in question, and this receipt proves it. Yes, for what difference it makes. Wherever the man purchases musty tomes, it makes no difference in the final analysis. I disagree. I mean, after all, I have the street map here, if that might be of help. Oh, yes, thank you, Susato. Have a look at this, please. The defendant had been returning from Bourbon Books. Then yes, he would almost certainly have passed the place where Miss Green was attacked. However, if we take into account the fact that he was actually at another bookshop, Your Books, it may very well turn out he wouldn't have passed that location at all. That'd be true. My, it rather depends on where this other bookshop is, but I do declare it may be a possibility. Is that right, Mr. Lawyer, sir, what you just said? Absolutely. It absolutely could be right. It could be. Just trust me. I know what I'm doing. Where is this Your Books establishment? Well, obviously we looked into that. Turns out that Your Books, it's just here, next corner of Mersham Street going east. Well, I mean, yeah, the closest way to get back is still to go Mersham Street and then Briar Road, but they have it, as you can but he could have gone down another street. As you can clearly see, oh.
As you can clearly see, just say, as you can clearly see, there's another way in which he could have returned home. A slower way, but another way.
I learned this unease friend is obviously in training to be a clown the way he regales us with such witticisms. Still future career in the circus.
Ugh, you put that glass down now, or I'll put it down for you. Didn't think I need to spell it out, but here we go. The accuser's coming home from your books instead of Bourbon books. There's no doubt he's still gonna pass the place where the victim was stabbed. Also, it's supposedly a smaller place, but it's bigger on the map. Cool.
Yes, thank you, Inspector.
Ugh.
Allow me to reiterate from my learned if somewhat slow Nipponese friend.
Crush. That is what I will do to you. Wherever the man purchases musty tomes, it makes no difference in the final analysis. And I'm in the wall.
As I suspected, you can't fool me. And I don't suggest you try.
What I say? I've had enough of this now.
Beg your pardon, terribly sorry. Would you mind repeating that? Mr. Naruhodo, we just give up. What do you mean?
If the prosecution's assertion is correct, the members of the jury may very well decide that Mr. Natsume is guilty.
She's absolutely right.
We must consider the assertion just put forward very, very carefully. He must have passed the incident, but because we can raise an objection because it could have gone the other way. The assertion just made by the prosecution is fundamentally flawed.
Explain yourself, counsel.
Yes, my lord. You can see what I mean on this map. When returning from your books to his lodgings, Mr. Natsume could have followed the route suggested by the prosecution. However, that isn't the only conceivable route. Yup. If the defendant used these streets, look what happens. He arrives back at his lodgings without passing the location where the victim attacked. Looking back to a clown is a fool's errand, of course. However, I feel compelled to point out, you know what? Yeah, that's funny. That's actually a good turn of phrase. I might steal that. And I'm compelled to point out that that route is what is commonly referred to as the long way route. Yeah. On a cold winter's night, why would any man choose to take a longer route home? Well, yeah, well now you're, we're trying to poke holes. A hole has been poked. It's a small hole, but it's a hole. The accused took the very obvious route back to his lodgings and is the obvious perpetrator of the crime. But, yes, I've got it. Obviously, we must ask the man himself. Ask Mr. Natsume which route he took home. I've already informed the court of the accused's response to such questioning. He claims he has no recollection. Right, as I said, the bloke seems to spend his time outside wandering aimlessly from A to B. That day was no exception. He says he doesn't remember where he was or which route he took home. Uh-oh. I don't believe this. I wouldn't either. Yeah, they're wandering. I feel like you need to know how to find your way back home in the cold, in the winter, in the snow. I thank you, my learned friend, and suggest that we do not waste any more of the court's time by wandering aimlessly around the subject. Pray, what say you, insightful jurors? But even if that is the case, the defense... Ooh, Matt Al just shrugging his shoulders. Hi, Bruce. I agree with Lord Bansies, wholeheartedly and in every way. What? I don't believe it. Does this mean... We members of the jury are completely convinced now. Very well, in that case, I hereby call upon all members of the jury. Present your findings to the court.
Guilty! Swear! Swear! Guilty! Swear! Guilty! Guilty.
Well, that was quick.
It would appear the jury's leaning is unanimous.
I would want to hey, if I was on that jury, I would want to see one more testimony. Well, game over. Woohoo!
To the insightful members of the jury, I applaud your brave resolve. You serve Queen and country admirably. Mr. Naruhodo.
We gotta use that page of the law again.
This isn't over yet. I still have one last chance to sway the opinion of the jury. I have to tip the balance of those scales the other way.
I have to turn this case around. Somehow.
Comes to the eyes of Corey, not yet willing to give up and die. So I presume you intend to wield your rights again in this trial. Rights to defense written into antiquated British law that should have been buried long ago. Call it antiquated if you will. But it's the defense's prerogative to carry out a summation examination if it so chooses. Very well, counsel. In accordance with the letter of the law, we shall proceed with the summation examination. Are the members of the jury ready, Mr. Foreman?
Of course we're ready.
I'm all too familiar with that nipple-knees whipper-slapper and his onkus?
That's an interesting word. His onkus refusal to throw in his alley.
Very well, then. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you'll each explain on what grounds you have determined the defendant to be guilty.
And we will do that next time. I feel like this is as good a place to stop as any. Now we're going back to this screen's actual purpose. Let's see. Who are we gonna raid? Who are we gonna say hello to? Let's see. Is anybody? No, they're further on. Ooh, okay. Okay, somebody else is in there. Let's do. Yeah, we have quite a few other people playing. Yeah, let's go say hello to Ialuna PNG. Another fellow PNGtuber. Oh, they're doing the summation examination in the other case. Perfect. Don't spoil them. We're gonna go raid Ialuna PNG. Thank you all so much for coming. Have a great time. Next Wednesday, Wednesday is gonna be town to city, maybe game subject to change. Anyways, let's go raid, say hello, be kind people. See you next time. Bye.